So when I teach capacity conversions, they give you charts and tables, but sometimes the tables are hard for you guys to visualize what you're changing. So I found that the kids that are most successful with this use this picture. It's something I taught in 3rd grade. You probably have had it 3rd grade, 4th grade. It's my king gallon. So I'm going to draw a really big G. If you do not draw a big G, you cannot fit the princesses and the queens and their cats and everybody in the G. Start off with a really big G, because that is king gallon. King gallon had how many queens? Y'all remember? King gallon has 4 queens, make 4 big Qs. These are my quarts. There are 4 quarts in a gallon. Can you see them? Yeah. I can close my eyes and say there's 4 queens in the G, there's 4 quarts in a gallon. I can see this in my head without thinking about it. King gallon had 4 queens, and each queen had 2 princesses. Pretty princess, pretty princess, pretty princess, pretty princess. Each princess had 2 cute cats. Cute cat, cute cat, cute cat, cute cat, cute cat, cute cat, cute cat. So king gallon had 4 queens, 4 quarts. Each queen had 2 princesses. Each princess had 2 cats. There's 2 cups and a pint. There's 2 pints and a quart. And in 5th grade, we add one more thing that you haven't seen before, and it's king gallon special Kool-Aid cup off on the side. King gallon has a special Kool-Aid cup, and in his Kool-Aid cup, which happens to have a K on it, for king, there's 8 fluid ounces. This is the new thing we add for 5th grade. 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. Everything else in that big G, you should have seen in 3rd grade and 4th grade, because I used to teach it to 3rd graders. If you guys can draw this picture out or close your eyes and see it, it's way easier to do these conversions, and I'm about to show you why. If I do a capacity conversion and I want to change 3 gallons to pints, am I going small to big or big to small? Who's my big? The king is the big. Am I going small to big or big to small? Which way am I going? I'm going big to small. So I multiply all. How many P's in a G? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm multiplying times 3 because there's 8 princesses in the big G. 3 times 8 is 24 pints. Get it? If I'm going from 32 fluid ounces, and you have to put the FL for fluid ounces because tomorrow we're doing weight, and if you just put OZ for ounce, I'm going to think you're talking about weight. Fluid ounces is for capacity. If I'm changing 32 fluid ounces to cups, where's my big? The fluid ounce or the cup? The cup. Fluid ounces are tiny, okay? Tiny little amounts. So am I going small to big or big to small? Small to big, so I divide the pig. How many fluid ounces in a cup? Look at our chart. I'm pointing to it. 8. 32 divided by 8 is 4. There's 4 cups and 32 fluid ounces. You're doing the same thing. Big to small, multiply all, small to big, divide the pig. You're doing the exact same thing, the exact same rules that I showed you yesterday, except now instead of looking at the chart of 1 mile equals 1,760 yards, 1 yard is 3 feet. If you look at your G and say, how many P's in the G, how many Q's in the G, how many C's in a Q, it's going to help you convert it a lot faster and easier than looking at a table with a bunch of numbers jumbled up together. Got it? Let's do 2 more together to practice. What if I say I have let's do 16 cups to quarts. Am I going small to big or big to small? The quart's my big. I'm going small to big, so I divide the pig. How many C's in a Q? 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. The biggest thing I see kids do on this is they'll just look at the C's and the P and divide 16 divided by 2, and you'll count the wrong number, okay? You got to make sure you know how many C's are in the Q, how many P's are in the Q, how many P's are in the G. If you come back and look at this picture, it'll be a whole lot easier. What if I have one that 7 pints to quarts? Did I throw a wonky odd number at you? That usually means it's not going to divide evenly, and I'm going to have some leftovers. Remember how yesterday we had some leftover inches, leftover feet? So who's my big? Pint or quart? Am I going small to big or big to small? So I'm dividing. How many P's in a Q? P's in the Q? 2. 7 divided by 2 is 3, but I have 1 pint left over. This is 3 quarts and 1 pint. That's part of my answer. Most of the time on the capacity conversions, the only ones I see with leftovers are cups and fluid ounces. They don't really get into it with the pints and quarts so much.